Hair transplant regrowth, tracking hair growth month by month after transplant. After a hair transplant, the growth pattern of the transplanted hair typically follows a specific timeline. It's important to note that individual experiences may vary, but here's a general overview of what you can expect. Immediate post-operative period, 1 to 10 days. During the first week after the transplant, the transplanted hair follicles are in a resting phase. You might experience some mild discomfort, swelling, or redness around the transplant area. Scabs may also form around the transplanted follicles. Resting phase, 2 to 12 weeks. Most of the transplanted hair will enter a shedding phase during this time. This is a normal part of the process and doesn't indicate that the transplant has failed. The hair follicles are still intact beneath the skin, and new hair will begin to grow in the coming months. Initial growth phase, 3+ months. New hair growth usually begins around the 2nd or 3rd month after the transplant. Initially, the hair might be thin and fine, but it gradually becomes thicker and more noticeable over time. Progressive growth phase, 3 to 6 months. The transplanted hair continues to grow and thicken during this period. You'll likely see more coverage and a better idea of the final result. However, the growth rate can vary among individuals. Maturation phase, 6 to 8 months. By around the 6th month, many of the transplanted hair follicles will have entered the maturation phase. This means the hair shafts become stronger and more closely resemble natural hair. Final results, 8+ months. The final outcome of the hair transplant can typically be seen after about a year. By this time, the transplanted hair should have reached its full growth potential, and any additional improvements will be subtle. Keep in mind that factors like your genetics, overall health, and the techniques used during the transplant can influence the exact timeline of your hair growth. It's also important to follow your surgeon's post-operative instructions carefully to ensure the best possible outcome. If you have any concerns about your progress or the healing process, it's recommended to reach out to your transplant surgeon for guidance.